What's up, guys? It's me, Pez Flips, from a different location today. A location that I have not really been into for that long, and that is, I'm living in a new place. I finally moved. I am flipping my one and only static replay Kraken on the Bally Plus speed channeled handles, and this guy is excellent to flip. I did do this like milling thing. I don't know if the focus works, like if I get close like this. It's hard to line up because it's upside down on my like mirror thing, but I've almost had it finished. You can see I haven't done the inside of this one, but I have done the inside of that one. And basically it's a metal etcher where I just like draw, like you have to like kind of press somewhat hard, but you press in and you scratch off these individual lines to make a pattern. It does sacrifice the grip a little bit, I'll give you that much. However, I think it makes up for it in looks, and the black definitely makes the difference between the two pop a lot more than maybe like a lighter shade would. So happy with that time spent, because overall it's like maybe 3 hours into it so far. It's a little deceptive how much work goes into doing that by hand, but you know, I've always been a guy who's like, you know, if you put time into your Ballys, they feel a lot more personal to you. And, you know, this is no exception to that matter. So, yeah, I'm feeling, you know, as a beater and also something that I've now customized even more so because I've already stained the blade. I just feel, yeah, like really connected to this guy. And that's like a special thing that I think sometimes people who don't like mess around with their own knives and just like flip them stock, you just don't get the same sort of feeling around your knife. So yeah, beyond that, yes, I am moving. I am not like fully done, so I can't say I've moved, but you know, I have been spending the night here 2 nights now, but just got the office space set up, so that's cool. My cable management with the Ethernet cords is impeccable. I actually used thumbtacks and got the cords stuck down in to like the edges so you can't even see them. Yeah, I'm really excited because now I have what is a backyard. Now, I don't know where this thing lines up because I don't have a lot of experience using the head mount. So, you know, it's going to be a learning process. And honestly, I don't even know how the audio is going to sound, but you know, those are things that come with experience, and you guys are just unfortunately along for the ride. Now, I could stand up and test filming, but as right now, because I found a good frame, I'm just going to stick to it. I see sometimes I start to look up and I wonder if the frame is getting messed up that way, but yeah, basically I have enough light now and privacy specifically to like film. Now there is an open road to the right of me and you'll hear cars pass just like that one, but I'm like in such a random spot that really no one can see me, so I don't mind setting up shop. Now if somebody's walking on the sidewalk, it might be a little weird, but you know what, life is just a matter of worrying about what other people have to worry about you. And at the end of the day, if somebody thinks I'm weird, then, you know, what does it fundamentally change in my life? Nothing really. But yeah, I've had some other updates. I don't know if you guys have seen my post, but yeah, I ended up getting scammed, which is a bummer. But, you know, honestly, shopping secondhand, I've purchased many knives and it's never happened yet until now. And, you know, I was just being overzealous, not really looking through, because I've been very fortunate with the people that I have purchased through that, you know, they honor their word and they do ultimately get me the product. And I've had some actually like incredible people who are like, you know, really nice to talk to and, you know, to share this mutual interest of this hobby. But, you know, there's like one guy didn't have many references. I don't know why I would try to sound cool like that. But he only had like 3 references, and they just weren't really of particular quality, and I didn't bother to really look through them. So it's more on me, you know. I can't put the blame on the outside universe, and you know, these things happen, and you know, I'm not gonna sit here and get like super pissed off about it, because at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm at a very fortunate position. I don't know. I don't feel like getting bothered about material things is worth my time in this life. But yeah, that happened. The other thing is I don't know. I've been thinking about my collection and what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of that static rep. Now, if you guys have seen it, I made a video on that recently, but I do kind of want to sell it. Now, I have somebody offering, a guy who I know here in Oregon, who's offering to do a trade, which would be a trade down for me with some cash. It would be not the Orion, the Sirius, I think, right? Yeah, the Sirius V4, plus some cash for that guy, which could be interesting. I've never actually flipped the Sirius before. I mean, I know that LEY makes good products, and the Sirius does sound incredible, at least the ones that I've heard in clips and stuff, but yeah, I've been thinking about, like, having a high-quality Balisong be a beater. All of my beaters that I have are cheap, and I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, and this is worth almost a separate video, but like the title would be like the cost of tolerance. And I think that's because, like, you know, often I think we pursue certain designs in Balisongs simply because, like, you know, yes, they look cool, but like to justify the price is sometimes derived by the tolerance of the thing. And with safe queens, you know, the grails and such, they cost so much money that ultimately people they don't put a lot of risk involved with their flipping with them. And it's like, you know, you have grade 5 titanium, you know what I mean, like high quality stuff that is meant to be durable. Essentially, you are paying for it to hold up to being beaten, and yet, you know, people don't often do that. People do, you know. One of the people I think about is like Hey Austin, or probably just Austin, I guess. There's a B over there. You know, he beats the knives that he has, but ultimately, you know, you do lose financial value from doing that if you do change your mind. So it's like one of those things where if I make the decision to beat a knife, I have to be very sure that it's something that I like to flip, because I don't want to just beat up titanium that I don't even ever flip that much, and then I just, when I want to get rid of it, I have a harder time getting rid of it because of the fact that it does have cosmetic damage to it. Now, I'm not to say here being like, you know, safe queens are stupid, because I have safe queens and I get it. And, you know, it's a lot about figuring out, like, your preferences. And, you know, there's always going to be new stuff to try. But, you know, to make something a beater is a different level of commitment to whatever it is. You're basically saying, yeah, basically, not exactly, but basically, I want to keep whatever I have in my collection, because you're making it more of your own. And when you have something as a beater, something that changes is that you flip it a lot more often, because you're not hindered by this idea of, oh, you know, if I drop this thing, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, that's not going to hold you back as often, which is why I think having a beater is really valuable, but also why I kind of want to, there was the zoomer, but because I also want to, man, I cannot do this thingy, swivel. Because I want to take advantage of what the luxury premium things give, right? The materials. Like, I want to see how a really expensive, high quality knife will hold its tolerances over time. And you know, ultimately, that's a hard decision. I've been looking at a couple of Balisongs. I try to keep like a maximum number, so that's why I'm trying to get rid of the reps so that I can get another knife. Because I have my eyes on like a Totori. Because I think I'm a big grip guy, big texturing guy, and I think the Totori's handles are excellent. Now, I think the finish on the blade is kind of, I'll take it or leave it on the Totori. But I've seen people like Human Evolution. He polished his, like the blade and the hardware, and it actually looked so much better. I feel like the elegance of the lines in like the shape of that blade are better when they're not as pronounced, because with the whatever wash that they use already, you see those lines, and that's cool, but I think it's almost drawing too much attention to them. Whereas, like, I think when you just look closer in detail and then you notice like some of the lines, I think that is a way to like say, like, scream class without having to like overstate it, you know what I mean? I mean, I like milling lines too, but milling lines as well, but just my own ideas on what I think looks good and such, and I feel like that would definitely tie it up. But then I wonder, would a polished blade hold up? You know what I mean? To being beat. So yeah, still figuring out the move. Working on this guy. Gonna etch him more today, like tonight probably. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this turns out. Hopefully my framing isn't too awful, and again, I apologize to those of you who will have to suffer with the learning process that is me and this head mount. But I think it will help free up some like mental RAM to actually be able to like flip a little bit better and collect my thoughts a little bit more, because ultimately there's one less thing that I have to sort of think about. Because like before, holding the camera up and like having like try not to breathe excessively into the microphone, which is still something I did, those are things that would detract from just the ease of recording and making something that is not by like any significant margin, but subtly more viewable. Ultimately, like, it's an investment into making this as convenient for me as possible to be something to film, but also be something that is viewable to you guys as well, because ultimately this is a relationship, if not a modern one, a parasocial one. But yeah, let's flip for a clip, and then we'll call it there. So when I drop this guy, then we can say that's it. Yeah, I'm struggling with this swivel this afternoon, but that's okay. Yeah, a little sloppy today, but it's okay. Well, there you go, guys. It's been Pez Flips. I hope you guys have an excellent evening, morning, afternoon. But don't have a good night. Okay, bye.